What is going on, guys? It is your boy back with another video. In today's video, we will be talking about the fate of the Seven. More specifically, the Paradigm. So, let's get straight into it. This is only one of seven parts of this series. So I really hope you do enjoy it, and we're going to be investigating the Paradigm's history with, the island and all that, where it all started with him. So let's begin. The first thing I want to talk about is the myth. Back in chapter 1, they were, you know, the monster versus Nephilim, right? And Paradigm was actually controlling that. So let's talk about that. That happened all the way back in chapter 1. And, you know, she was building that myth. And at the time, she was prisoner of the Imagined Order, the seven's biggest rivals. And when she defeated the mech, she flew up into space because the Imagined Order let her fight the battle against the monster under the circumstances that she would return. But she did not return. She did the exact opposite. She actually fled. And she left the island and crashed into the ice moon, in which later the Foundation would find the man, but not her. And by this time, we thought that the Paradigm had died because, this ice moon was unlivable. It was unsuitable for humans. And, at the time, Paradigm didn't have a suit, Like she didn't really. I think she didn't have a suit. That's why they thought, like, okay, she wasn't like, oh, it's not happening. So that happened, right? And how does this affect her story? Well, after she crashed onto the ice moon, the Foundation and the comic series, where they started doing that. And she ended up like being the Foundation. I mean, the Paradigm landed on the island, and it was very, very unexpected because the Seven did because the Seven did not expect that she would be back. And when they reunited, the Seven were infuriated. They thought that she had betrayed them. But they were wrong. She was actually on their side, and she was ready to fight the battle against the Imagined Order all the way back in chapter 3. So all this time, she survived the ice movement. The Paradigm is a character who I really love, and one of my favorites is Seven, to be honest. And alongside the scientist, like that scientist is my favorite. My Paradigm has to be like my second favorite. So let's keep talking about it. After the Seven won the battle, you know, it was all sunshine and rainbows. That is until, you know, the last reality. The Herald took over the island No, she chromed everyone. But the seven were there to do absolutely nothing. Well, that's because they actually couldn't, because they were chromed too, and they were taken by the last reality. They were actually like the first ones to be chromed. And that honestly really shocked me because I didn't think Fortnite would get rid of such important characters, and the seven disappeared after that. You know, the seven like weren't a part of the story anymore, and that really frustrated me. But now that it's back in chapter 7, where did the paradigm go? And actually, she wasn't cloned. Yeah, I know, I just said the 7 were cloned. But not the paradigm, guys. Not the paradigm. The paradigm actually survived. That's right, the paradigm managed to escape before they captured her. And they managed to capture most of the 7. They captured the origin, who right now's fate is seriously unknown. I think I'm so lost. I'm so lost with, the fate of the origin. But, you know, after she escaped, she managed to get herself to another reality, to a reality far away from the one that we were in, somewhere safe. And she was telling us in that reality that there was no winning this, and that everything would be destroyed because Chrome was simply way too powerful to go up against. So, in a desperate attempt, she initiated Zero Fusion. And she did that. And she said that she understood the risk of, the risk associated with this Zero Fusion, It was very dangerous, and it would cause her to sacrifice herself. We don't know in what way. We don't know if she actually died by that. Like, we don't know if she is dead right now. But you can assume that, she survived. And the sacrifice, many are theorizing that was that she would be sealed inside the Zero Point. Now, and that's honestly what I think too, because I don't think that they would kill such an important character to the storyline. You know what I mean? As I am just getting carried over here. I guess. Oh my god, he has the gold phone. But yeah, I don't think that Fortnite would decide to kill such an important character to the storyline. You know what I mean? Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about where she is right now. Right now, we don't know where she is or where she will be. But we do know that, she is still maybe trapped in the Zero Point. But let me remind you of something. In chapter 4, the Zero Point shattered into a million pieces. Shards that the Dark Voyager is currently collecting right now on the chapter 7 map. So, these shards are across the Omniverse, even the Order, as in right now, the Chapter 7 island, she's shocked that the Zero Point is shattered into pieces and has spread. And if the paradigm was inside the Zero Point, that means that she was spread across the Omniverse, and she is in an unknown reality with no escape. But if the Order can maybe send her distress signal, like she did with the Visitor, then she can maybe make a dramatic return. We'll honestly see what happens in these, seasons because in this season the paradigm is not fun to return. Unfortunately, I've seen no news about Paradigm. It is unknown where she is, if she's alive. And I heard this, video talking about how the paradigm is dead. And the imagined, I won't say anything about her because we will talk about her. But, and just a little teaser for the next part of the series. The next character that I will do is the scientist. It's a very interesting one. So we'll see how that goes along. Scientist is a very interesting character. No idea what he is about right now. But we are going to try our best to invest in what happened with the scientist. And you know, the science is actually one of the cloned people, that I was talking about earlier. Seven got cloned. He was one of them. It was a origin, the scientist, and the visitor. Probably the most important members of the set. Not gonna lie. But now the visitor's back, and yeah, you get the point. So, anyways, let's talk more about the paradigm. There is still a lot to talk about with it. First things first, where has she gone? The visitor is from an unknown reality. A reality that even the Order does not know. Well, even the Order doesn't know where reality came from. But she knows that whatever reality that the visitor came from, the downfall of the Seven never happened. So what if there is a snapshot paradigm out there that doesn't even know the downfall of the Seven, and she doesn't even know how she got there, you know? Like how she's even trapped in this reality with no escape. And I thought that that was a really interesting theory. And honestly, I like that theory. So we'll see, if the paradigm returns in these like seasons, I love the paradigm. So honestly, we're just gonna have to wait and see. It's all about time, you know. And they haven't teased anything. The paradigm and the origin are the only characters that haven't been teased about in chapter 7. I just thought that was like a bit interesting, you know. So there's not much else to talk about. There's not more to talk about. Just that right here. Oh my god. But yeah, that's really all I have for today. If you guys enjoyed, please feel free to like and subscribe. It would really help me out. We're going to talk about the scientist next. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day.